I suppose God looked at me one day and said, I love him. He is a sinner, that's for sure. But I think he's worth saving.
In a similar way, God must have looked at the kids in rural Uganda and said, look at their situation. No home, not enough food, no education, no one to tell them they're loved, just hopeless. But then God must have said, I still love them. I think they are worth saving. And if God cares so much for them, we want to become his hands and feet to see that his will is worked out in their lives.
You thought I was worth saving, so you came and changed my life. You thought I was sleeping, so you came to life inside. You thought I was to die for. Close your eyes. So you sacrificed your life so I could be free, so I could be whole, so I could tell everyone I know. You thought I was worth saving.
We first visited God's Love and Care School near the village of Koboya, Uganda in 2014 to celebrate a new well that brought the students clean water for the first time.
Our hearts were moved by the great effort of one man, Reverend John Kitalibra, to present the gospel of Jesus Christ and to provide these kids with a good education despite very difficult living conditions.
If the borehole was not there, how far would you have to go for water?
2.5 kilometers. And then where the swamp was is 1 kilometer, but the swamp is bad.
Yes.
The water is bad with a lot of worms and all that. We do believe the water that comes from the ground, right from the ground, is well protected. But I have not registered any case where our water God has given us has had any problem.
So the children are healthy?
Are healthy and the water is good.
Many children in the community did not have a place to stay or enough food to eat in their homes, so the school property became their home.
Orphans, 54 boys in a small one-room, dirt-floor dormitory with 6 triple bunks, no mattresses or bedding, 9 students in each bed. When one got sick, all got sick.
The girls living at the school had it no better. The teachers working with little or no pay, inadequate housing, and nutrition.
Yet in spite of that, these children were full of life, such smiles, and a spirit of hope and joy. We returned to Uganda and God's Love and Care School in February of 2016, this time with a team of volunteers and the funds needed to build a new girls' dormitory. Through this trip, we realized that the work was just beginning, and there were many other needs that we could help meet. Shortly after returning home to the United States, we prayed, Lord, what can we do? He led us to launch a new nonprofit organization, Healthy Communities Unlimited, as a commitment to help further develop this school and the neighboring community. How the Lord has blessed the work through the ensuing years.
And the results are amazing.
Now there are new brick dormitories with clean concrete floors that house up to 90 students. There are individual bunk beds, lighting, ventilation, and mosquito nets, one for boys and one for girls. In 2016, there was an 8-foot by 10-foot kitchen, a mud and stick wall construction with a grass roof, and a 3-stone fire for cooking. The smoke filled that little building. Somehow, they were cooking for several hundred children 2 meals per day.
And now there's a beautiful 43-foot by 18-foot kitchen with the state-of-the-art wood-burning stoves, cabinets, tables, serving windows, ventilation, even a chimney. It also includes food storage and a serving aisleway to feed about 350 students and 15 teachers 2 meals a day. Before, there was no dining room. They ate on the ground, rain or shine.
Now there's a new covered dining pavilion right next to the kitchen, complete with desks designed for eating meals and also large enough to accommodate the entire student body for worship services, meetings, and celebrations.
And now there are beautiful living quarters for 10 teachers and their families right on the school property. This provides incentives for good teachers to come to this remote area where they may serve for years. Before there were small classrooms with dirt floors, rough-hewn board walls. There was no lighting and very limited ventilation. The students were crowded at each desk, which made learning difficult.
But classroom building number 1 was completed in January of 2019. This 135-foot by 20-foot building included 3 large classrooms, a library computer center, teacher preparation room, first aid center, and all administrative offices. It has a state-of-the-art solar-powered system and lighting. Rainwater is collected from the roof to provide water for laundry and cooking and personal hygiene. Classroom building number 2 was completed in July of that same year. It provides 5 more large classrooms. These buildings are positioned so that a beautiful courtyard welcomes students between building number 1 and number 2.
We are developing a vocational training school located on the same campus. By refurbishing the old classroom buildings, we can cost-effectively begin teaching practical skills like farming and sewing. These students will also continue in discipleship training, computer literacy classes, and basic entrepreneurship. This will give the students a chance at life and earning a living wage. What about the children who are too young for P1 through P7, and their parents are too poor for them?
Well, some good news there.
This is how far we have reached with the nursery or what you call kindergarten section. God bless you.
We're just completing our last building, the 3-room nursery kindergarten building, again on the same campus. These students have already been learning about gardening. Bananas, sweet potatoes, and other vegetables are planted, tended, and harvested by the students right on the school property.
And they're learning a little bit about forestry. Hundreds of fast-growing eucalyptus trees have been planted.
The environment changed because we have made our own seedlings and then made of eucalyptus, so the environment has completely changed.
You've planted a forest.
A big forest around the school, and then
Animal husbandry with chickens and pigs are also being raised right on the school property. Well, how is this happening?
A huge part of the continuing progress is the spirit of working together. True cooperation between the Ugandan leadership team, who have met so many challenges, the HCU USA board team, and the generous donors who support the work of Healthy Communities Unlimited.
Prayer and financial support for all the projects has been wonderful. In particular, a group of about 125 student sponsors and 15 teacher sponsors provide the funding for the ongoing monthly costs of operating this school. It makes it possible to use the other donations for infrastructure development.
However, mostly we're just praising the Lord for His goodness in allowing so much to be done in such a short period of time. Surely these children, who were almost hopeless, will now have a positive outlook for their future. These wonderful students, equipped with the gospel and a good education, are going to make a positive difference in their country and in their world.
Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Where do we go from here?
The plan now is for God's Love and Care School to become totally self-sustaining financially by 2026. So, during the next 6 years, Healthy Communities Unlimited USA will work together with our Ugandan team to find ways to make this possible.
And because the work done here has been so successful, we hope and pray that it can serve as a model for similar development work to be done in other very poor communities in rural Uganda. Our hope is built on nothing less than Jesus and his faithfulness.
And the kids of Uganda share this hope. We love to hear them sweetly singing. Thanks to all of you for being involved. You are helping to make a positive difference in the lives of 350 kids at this school and their teachers, and new ones are coming in each year. They really are worth saving.
will worship you and give you glory. Because I am free, because I am whole, and I will tell everyone I know. Yesu mwali mwana welika, oh,